My name is Shannon, and I work for the Prince George's County Memorial Library System. Welcome to our Summer at Your Library program celebrating tales and tales. Today, we are going to learn some information about birds. We are also going to learn about how to make your backyard a haven for birds, and then we are going to make 2 types of bird feeders. There are lots of different types of birds you can see in Maryland. Some birds that I have seen in my yard are a robin, a cardinal, and a sparrow. I was able to take a picture of the sparrow and cardinal when they came to visit the bird feeders that I will show you how to make. The robin flew away before I could take its picture. Look at my pictures. You can tell that the cardinal is a male because the males are the ones that are red. Also, you can see the sparrows eating from the cookie cutter bird feeder that I made. Did you know that National Bird Feeding Month starts on February 1st? This month was designated for bird feeding because it is a tough month for birds to find food. So, by making bird feeders, you can help them, especially during the month of February, but at any time that they might have trouble finding food. Also, the Great Backyard Bird Count is in February each year. During the backyard bird count, you can count the types and numbers of birds that visit your bird haven and report those numbers on the Great Backyard Bird Count website, birdcount.org. Now, we are going to answer a few questions about birds. So our first question is, should I feed birds year-round? It's not necessary to feed birds year-round, but you can do it if you want to. Bird feeding, though, is most helpful at times when birds need the most energy, such as during temperature extremes, migration, and in late winter or early spring when natural seed sources are depleted. Our next question is, where should I put bird feeders? Birds are most likely to eat where they feel safe from predators. Place bird feeders 12 feet from a brush pile, evergreen tree, or bush. Birds can quickly fly 12 feet to reach the safe cover. What food should I feed birds? You can feed them suet cakes, bird seed from the pet store, black oil sunflower seeds, millet, Niger seed, or cracked corn. When you get a bag of bird seed from the store, read the bag to see what type of seed mix is in there and what type of birds it will attract. If you want to attract orioles to your yard, you can cut an orange in half and set it out so they can peck the juice and the pulp. If you want to attract hummingbirds, you can plant red monarda flowers in your yard. What foods are not safe for birds? Well, lots of people like to give birds bread, but it actually has no nutritional value for birds. Also, chocolate and table scraps should not be fed to birds. If you want to find out more information about how to feed birds and how to take care of birds in your backyard, you can go to the Humane Society website and they have a resource for feeding your backyard birds. Now, let's look at how to create a safe haven for birds. So, to create a safe haven for birds, you need to offer them food, shelter, water, refuge from toxic sprays, and safety from mowers. Here are some ideas. Put out a shallow pan of water so that birds can drink or bathe. In the spring, cut up some yarn and put it out so the birds can use it to make nests. You can make a bird feeder and put it out so that they have something to eat. You can make a brush pile with sticks for birds, and they'll use it as a stopover after a long flight. The Humane Society website also has more information about creating a safe haven for birds. Now, I'm going to show you how to make the first bird feeder using a juice or milk carton. You will need a half-gallon cardboard juice or milk carton, popsicle sticks, acrylic paint, paint brushes, glue, scissors, a hole punch, a stick from outside, and twine or yarn. The first thing that you need to do is to make sure your carton is clean and dry. Next, you are going to take off the lid and cut off the plastic spout. Then you are going to use something circular. I used a button. And you are going to trace a circle on the front of your carton near the top. Once you are finished tracing the circle, you will cut it out. Next, you will use the hole punch to put a hole that is about a ½ inch below the large circle. So you're going to punch a hole about a ½ inch below the large circle. And this is where you will put the perch stick. So you need to make sure it is in the center. Now it's time to paint. Use whatever colors you want. If you don't have paint, you can glue colored construction paper to each side. Once you have finished painting your bird feeder, let it dry completely. Then you need to put a hole in the top of the carton. I had trouble using the hole punch for this, so I used the point of the scissors to make a hole. Make sure you ask an adult to help you if you have to make a hole with the scissors. After you make the hole, put the string through the hole and tie it. When you are done with this step, it is time to put on your roof. If you are using plain popsicle sticks, you can paint them and let them dry before gluing them on. I used popsicle sticks that were already different colors, so all I had to do was just glue the popsicle sticks right next to each other to make a roof. Now you are going to take your stick from outside and stick it in the small hole that you punched. You will add some glue to the end of the stick before you push it all the way to the back. Once it is pushed in, add some glue around the hole in front so the stick will securely stay in place. Now you are ready to add some food to the bird feeder and hang it up in your backyard. I hope you like that. I thought that was a fun thing to make for birds, and I hope that the birds like the colors that I painted for them. Now we are going to make the cookie cutter bird feeder. You will need 1 box of unflavored gelatin, and that has 4.25 ounces of packets in it. So there's 4 small packets in that box of gelatin. You need 4 cups of bird seed, 1 1/4 cup of water. You need wax paper or parchment paper, You need twine or yarn. You need metal cookie cutters, a straw, a pot, spoon, measuring cup, and a cookie sheet. All right, we're gonna make our cookie cutter bird feeders. So first, to our pot, we're gonna add 1 1/4 cups of water. And then we're gonna turn on our stove. So you know you have to do this with a parent, grown up, older brother or sister, someone who is able to operate the stove. So once we turn on our stove on like medium, we're going to add our gelatin to the water. And we have 4 packs. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And what we're going to do is whisk it so it'll dissolve in the water. So you want to make sure you get all of the gelatin. Off the sides. And then what you're going to do is wait for it to come up to a boil. So make sure it's all whisked in there. So now we just have to wait for that to boil. You want to keep stirring it so you don't have any clumps of gelatin. All right, now we can start to see the bubbles. It means it's coming up to a boil. Move some of this out of the way. Yep. Yep. Okay. Once it comes up to a boil, you're going to turn off the stove and you're going to put your gelatin to the side and you're going to set a timer for 2 minutes. And you're going to let that cool down for about 2 minutes. And then we're going to, after it cools down for 2 minutes, then we're going to do our next step. Okay, our 2 minutes are up. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our bird seed. We have 4 cups, and we're going to pour it in to our pot with the gelatin. And we're going to stir this up. Make sure that it is all coated. All the bird seed is coated. Okay. There, we got it all coated, and we stirred it with our spoon. All right, so once we have that done, we are going to take our birdseed and gelatin mixture, and we have our pan lined with parchment paper, and we have some metal cookie cutters, and we're going to fill these up all the way to the top. Might need some more cookie cutters. Have to see first. All right. So what we're going to do is take a square of parchment paper and push down hard on the top so we can make sure it all fits in there and it's nice and compact. Okay. This one. Push that down in there. There we go. Push it down. Make it nice and compact. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our straw and we're going to go all the way down and make a hole in each one so that when they're all done, we can use that hole to hang them up. So now we have all that done. We're going to take our bird feeders and we're going to put them in the freezer for a half an hour. So we have our bird feeder, cookie cutter bird feeders in the freezer, and we're going to let that freeze for a half an hour. So after 30 minutes, we took these out of the freezer, and then we let them sit for another 15 minutes to come to room temperature, and then we're gonna push this out, and we have this. So we're gonna cut a piece of string here and push that through. Need to use your straw to make sure it's all the way through so you can get your
have it. Bird feeder.
I took my cookie cutter bird feeder outside and put it on a bush. Now the birds can have a snack. If you'd like to learn more about birds or bird activities, go to our website, pgcmls.info, and check out our catalog for one of these titles. Have a great day. Bye.